All right, man. My video just went out, dude. Anyways, Laura Geller was a cover up, dude. I just went through so much, man. Dang. All right, Laura Geller was a cover up. Um, except it was one L, not two. All right, let's go back. I just went so long, dude. It was one L, not two. All right. So they were sending me emails where letter or certain words were bold and italicized throughout there, and it made a sentence. And I'm saying I caught onto it. I read it in words. Okay, so anyways, long story short, one day I get so obsessed with the fact that Dias Abraham was somebody was following us. Things were just happening weird around us, and Lindsay wanted me to bankrupt myself, so I did. So I tell them that about a conspiracy theory that I had against the hospital and somebody else, and they just let me go an hour later. Give me a piece of paper with LRMC on it, Lakeland Regional Medical Center. Then I go on their website, and it's not even that. It's about L.R. Hubbard, the creator of Scientology. Um, Okay, then I start doing research on that. Then they send me another Laura Geller email. The links where you click on the makeup to buy and pay for it, or when instead of taking me to the page to buy and pay for the makeup, it takes me to a completely other different URL about ESP. Then I click and go back and click on another one, chakra healing. Right, Lindsay's present for all of this. Okay, so this is after Braylon's born. I confront everybody. Man, I confront everybody on this shit. I even confront one of the nurses about some weird activity, and she was like, she went on my page and did research. She was like, well, in order for you to have listener rush, you'd have to have emergency C-section. They lied to her about her C-section. She had the cut like that and like that. They didn't even tell her that. So we come back up to North Carolina, and the activity continues, and I relapse. I relapse. I go to rehab and a place called Living Free where they teach you how to talk to God, right? So I get out and I'm doing good for 6 months. Lindsay tells me that she's been noticing while I was in there human trafficking, human trafficking things, right? Or activity. Well, people named Adam and Amanda get a hold of me. They're from Dark to Light Foundations, right? They're texting me and they tell me that Aaron, which is one of the girls from Dias's house, it told them about my gifts and think that I'm smart enough to, or I could help them bring down Dias. And so that confirms that it's human trafficking. Me and Lindsay get kind of weird. The activity. Uh, they were going okay. Anyways, I went to living free. I got out. All that. I relapsed again. I separate from Lindsay. I'm homeless, living in the woods. Me and them were still talking, and I agreed to come down there. They were going to tell me what was going on. So Florida, back down to Florida, they were going to tell me what was going on, give me a burner phone, and put me undercover. Okay. So, anyways, um, the day before I was going to go down there on a train, had the money and everything. My best friend, who I'd stolen $50 from, she um she picked me up and she said, God told me to pick you up. I seen you in the parking lot. Someone told me to pick you up. Do you have anywhere to go? I said no. And a guy was living with her named Greg Rudin. It was her and her man's roommate, and his boss. Well, him and his boss, he boss owned a company called AC Transport, who had contracts through the local funeral homes, hospitals, and police department to get dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? Asked me if I would come for an interview 11 o'clock the next morning. 3 o'clock that morning, he calls me and said, hey, you want to go on one? It's an overdose, do pretty good at it. And he gives me a job and a place to live, rooming with Greg, who was moving out into a new house right down the road from my baby mother. Okay. Mm, okay. So, anyways, these people start following me again, continue to try to text him. They were wanting me and Lindsay to work together to help him bring him down. They they won't text me back. Okay, so I get followed again, and I tell Greg this whole story. Greg says, "Well, sounds like CIA." I'm saying CIA, they give you handlers before they give you on the job training before they put you to work. Sounds like they're going to train you. Okay, oh shit, a dude named George, his daughter there, with Dias, was pretty big in CIA. You know what I'm saying, anyways, um, dang dude. So he was a white guy. He had a. Anyways, I'm not going to go into any detail about that. So I get obsessed about that. I was like, damn, they wanted to trade me. Hell yeah, I'm gonna go down there. Hell yeah, I'm gonna go down there. What's up? They gonna put me on the cover. Whatever, whatever. So my baby mama's not let me talk to Braylon, not seeing me. I get charged with communicating threats. Somebody lied and said that I had threatened to kill my baby mother when I really said I'm gonna have to go to Florida or take you to court because at the end of this, you keep my daughter away from me is going to make me wanting to kill myself or kill you, and I don't want that. That made sense, right? I catch on to some weird activity from my boss. I wanted to be a psychologist, a motivational speaker, a pastor. I started doing research on dark psychology. I'm a narcissist, so I wanted to go against my narcissism. I started noticing these behaviors in everybody. Okay, start calling my boss at him, and he's Machiavellian, all this, that, and the third. And as I'm fighting myself, I notice he's purifying himself too. You know what I'm saying? But there's just a lot of weird activity. And I warn Lindsay about it. There's a possible connection with Dias. She gets scared, or I will warn my grandmother. She gets scared, my baby mother, and texts me and says, "What's going on?" I put the piece together. She understands there's something going on. She agrees with me. She comes back around and starts talking to me. Let me see my daughter. I've been doing research on fourth dimensional beings, our consciousness, our spirits are evolving. So are we. We're evolving into fourth dimensional beings. Our consciousness are, you know what I'm saying? And I've noticed from 1, 2, 3 dimension. Third dimension is self, the realization of self. Fourth dimension is realization of everybody else. Fifth dimension is blah, blah, all the way through the dimensions of God, love. If you take it spiritual, I've been shown, given knowledge and things to research, and it all makes sense. And I've never taken any classes. I'm just inclined like that, very intelligent. And there's the reason why I've been shown these things about clairvoyancy, about gene. Okay, our genome is there are genes in our DNA that are laying dormant, chromosomes in our DNA that are laying dormant. Somebody has been giving me things to study on esoteric Christianity, what God is, what Jesus' teachings are, and all of that. So, anyways, I cleanse myself of well, God cleanses me of narcissism. I was obsessed with music and everything for like 2 months writing songs, and then something happened. Just something triggered. I got God purified me, and I was chasing Him. Something happened. I just started chasing Him in purification, just bettering myself. You know what I'm saying, in my habits as a man, for like a month straight. I prayed. I remember laying down one night, and I prayed to God. God, please, I know there's something in this world that you want me to do. Humbly allow me into your kingdom, into your throne room, and tell me my purpose. And I remember when I went to sleep, I've always been able to see differently. I can see like the matter, like the color. I can see this lighter. But when I look at it and focus my pineal gland, my third eye, even without that, I can see the waves and the particle and the protons, neutrons, electrons, like little uh, pixels in a TV, and then waves through everything. Right? How energy was. As I grew older, I realized, holy shit, I see the Matrix Neo. I see what is really without. Okay, then I had the vision again when my third eye was open that night when I fell asleep, except without the color in the items. I was in between my skull and my brain, and the building started popping up without the color. Okay, I woke up the next day like this. Proper English users are like, yo, what's up, bro? Hey, little mama, I ain't even playing with you, bro. I swear to God, I woke up talking like this. I was delivered of a demon spirit, narcissism. The great deception, revelations is coming. God has been putting that in my heart with the revelations that I've had. Okay? I had a revelation one day walking through my house, and He had been piecing things together, visions and don't knowings in my heart. Whenever I'm a prophet, man, and here it is, I'm into it. When I get a connection with God and He speaks through me, there's a connection in my solar plexus. When I break it, it takes my breath away, and I gotta sit there and revelate in it for a second, right? So He gives me all these things that add up to it's the time of revelations. It's the times of revelations. My grandmother earlier this year, had sent me a video about a woman blowing the whistle on Geneva, on all the Rockefellers and everybody going to Switzerland, right? Going to Switzerland. So I get panicked. Something in my spirit is telling me these things. Your instincts. I'm learning how to discern between it. So I start doing all this research, panicking. Okay, God tells me it's going to be this year. She says I'm going to have a war this year, 2023. We're going to have a war this year, either this year. Anyways, there's a 2% difference in each dimension, each time travel, timeline, parallel universe, however you want to explain it. 2% difference, the Mandela effect. Okay? CERN, I did all this research about who we are as beings, universal consciousness. God, please, man, now I wanted to be a pastor. Searching God with all my heart, all my mind, all my body, my soul. What is your purpose? I wake up the next morning, and I'm on a rampage for the things that have been in my heart. Things that just been clues that just been putting together, right? Something in my heart is telling me it's time. Okay, I start doing all the research. Confirmations, I'm flipping out at this point. Oh my God, confirmation. the things I've been telling Lindsay for years is really, this is really what we are. This is really how I am. This is really what's going on in the world. CERN. Okay, then I started doing my research on CERN. CERN, even on the websites, their objective is to open up portals to other dimensions. The Mandela effect comes as conspiracy theories from CERN. In the Bible and Revelations, all that is going on, but Satan wants to, I will rip open the gates of heaven, take you off your throne, and be in the same place myself as you. Okay, what he is doing. I have been meditating in astral projection. Okay, what CERN has also been doing is lowering our vibrations. As we go into this part of the universe, he wants our bodies at the same vibrations so we cannot naturally evolve. He wants us at a lower vibrations, our bodies, so our consciousness, rapture is going to be when we enter this. The ones who are already called, and we're at that vibrations, and we're with God. You know what I mean? Our body's going to disappear, and our consciousness is going to be in the next dimension, the fourth dimension. And we're going to be fifth dimension conscience. We're going to be in the spirit realm in heaven, right? So everybody else is going to be left behind. At that point, their conscience might pass out and wake up, and everybody's gone. Astral project for a second, and then come. You know what I'm saying? And then the demons are going to take over their body. That leaves their body. When you astral project, open. When you astral project, you're in the 4D realm of Earth. And if you go too far from your body, you hear the hellhounds. They'll drag you to hell if you don't get back to your body too soon. And that leaves your body open for demonic possession of entities. Okay, so I've been trying to astral project, and every time I open my pineal gland and I'm seeing the fourth dimension, there's two beings I see coming. They stop me, and I'm right there. I can feel my body slipping on. They stop me. Nothing impure can enter the King of Heaven. Can enter the King of Heaven, okay? Something tells me that I'm not here yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? So, I've been obsessed with it for over a year and a half now. CERN, the connections has been coming to me. Then I started doing research on demonic possession. You can become possessed by angels too. The first two I can't remember, but obsessio and possessio. I'm becoming possessed by an angel. I was delivered of Apollyon. When I was younger, my pastor wanted me to deliver, at 14, wanted me to deliver a female, a young girl my age, of a demon. Okay? Blonde hair, blue eyes, but her hair dyed black. Okay? It was stuck in her throat. My friend Erica didn't want to see it. I took her in the back. He came back and said, "You're the one who's got to do it." I don't know why. What? I took the oil, went in there and did it. Okay? I then become possessed. And months go by. I'm having nightmares. I'm standing in a hallway, like a dark hallway, like a cave almost, and there's these eyes, this face, and I'm being pulled in almost, bro, and I can't stop, and I can't remember what's being said, dude. But I remember Apollyon. I do my research. It's the devil's general, and he's like the most sexualized demon. Okay. I then, over my life, become so sexually. When I did meth, if I didn't get any vagina, I was so sexually hyper and so just, man, I was a freak. Okay? And I would jack off and masturbate for hours because I couldn't get a hard on. And I would get stuck. So that was always one of my problems. I became obsessed with that, right? Compulsive masturbator. I was a slave to the world, slave to my vices. I became that. God disciplined me to where I'm a master of them, right? I am a master of them. And I believe, and when I was going through this purification process, you guys, I felt my tattoo. My entire body has a story to it. I felt my tattoo. I felt them fighting over my soul. And I felt something. I told Lindsay, I'm fighting my ego. Something. Look, every time I tune in and I'm on the right track, my hair's raised up. I don't get goosebumps. I tune the frequency. Anyways, I felt them fighting over my soul, man. And I felt it, and I told Lindsay, I was like, man, I can feel this demon coming up in me. I feel it in my throat, the same place where that girl. That's what made me make the connections. And now I'm being possessed by an angel. The devil, or the heaven's general, Saint Michael. But right now I'm being possessed. I am fully possessed by Gabriel. I have a message for the world, and if you guys do not listen, and Satan does not come forth with peace, and we stop this cycle, if we don't stop this cycle, he will unleash Saint Michael, and I will kill him, whoever he is, whoever he puts a name on. Anyways, what CERN is doing is collapsing dimensions, 13 dimensions, 12 physical dimensions that we can pertain of until we're the 13th dimension. Love, God, universal consciousness. Okay, so what CERN is doing is collapsing those dimensions. What the Mandela effect is, the switch. It's not time travel. It's the addition of the 2% on each paradox, parallel universe dimension. It's the addition of it. We're collapsing the universe until the kingdom of heaven. All these spiritual beings, all these spirits around us in the spiritual world are now becoming manifested physically. They are taking over souls or people in this world, right? So, when the rapture happens, they're going to physically, he is ripping the gates of heaven, bringing God to earth, to his realm, and he wants to battle. He wants to war. He wants to war, you guys. So, that's what the Hadron Collider does. Anyways, I am ADHD as hell. I needed this prescription of Adderall, amphetamine, something, stimulants. It raises, if you do your research on that. Okay, Hitler. Let's go back in time. I come across my boss had introduced me to a man named Stephen Lynch. He's a 33rd degree Master Mason. All right, I was wanting to be a Freemason, but I can't because of my felons. My dad is a very high ranking Freemason. Anyways, so he introduced me to him, and he has a Revolutionary War museum at his place, and I was just crying the whole time. I'm saying, well, not crying, but yeah, I cried a couple of times. Just that history, man. And he was telling me about things in there. And have you ever seen like Chinese prodigy movies where they sit the chosen one down and he chooses items from the past chosen ones or something like that, man? Yeah, that was what it was. I asked about a pair of handcuffs. Liberation. Then he starts telling me about Hitler, World War II, and Parliament, Christopher Columbus separating. Anyways, so he, I knew in my heart, in my soul, it was making sense. He was telling me things. Hitler, in World War II, was doing experimentations on Jews, the people of God, and blonde-haired, blue-eyed babies, star children, and there's psychic connections and twins and stuff like that. And him and the scientists also created methamphetamines, which is the super soldier serum, right? What are they doing up in space with the Space Force right now? They're doing the recreation of super soldier serum. They're also doing underground studies of Hitler's stuff. What a lot of people don't know is that they brought all those scientists over here after the war. They brought all them over here. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't. They continued on. Still have been. So I partake in methamphetamine. You know what I'm saying? 0.3 is a medical dose, is a medicated dose, or 10 milligram Adderall on daily. I want to get my medication. But anyway, so God has been showing me all of this, dude. God has been showing me all of this. And Left Behind series, like, I believe that, and somebody else got in contact. Oh, let me tell you another thing. Somebody else got in contact with me. I said that they were from a new religion going around, liberating churches that say that they're people of God, churches, and say that they're pastors and stuff like that, but they really take advantage of people. I'm down for that. Okay. So that, and they're purifying the churches. That and Left Behind. The rapture happens and a team of people come together, know who the Antichrist is, come together and defeat him. He knows they're coming, right? They meet him. I already met Dias. Either he's a rogue and this is Professor Xavier and he's training kids like that, kids like mine, kids like me, and we're going to take down CERN and stop the beast, and he went rogue, or he's collecting children for them, for the CIA, for their clairvoyant studies to keep everybody in line for the New World Order. Everything that I've said is biblical. My homegirl Haley here has been here to witness a lot of the things that have happened over a couple of days. I'm just asking for somebody to hear me out. Hear me out. If anybody gets this, if anything happens to me, if anything happens to my family, it's coming. God is coming. Jesus is coming back. There's going to be a war. Aliens are coming back. Anunnaki. And they have a message. There was a great deception also. So what What the great deception, Revelation is the great deception. Okay, Satan did overthrow the throne. He did. He overthrew the throne. God is here on earth trying to help us get there. Okay, he's bringing Satan back to him. He's taking back his throne. It's all backwards. How did Adam come out of Eve's? Or how did Eve come out of Adam's rib? No, we came out of Adam's. We came out of Adam's. Okay? It was all back. He's trying to go back. He's trying to go backwards. He seduced Adam. Or he seduced Eve. Eden is sex. In esoteric Christianity, Eden is sex. Okay? Moses took his balls out, vasectomy, and set them on a brass snake, and told them what they were telling him about raising your liquids, your semen, to the top, or not your semen, but the chemicals in your brain to the top, raising liquids, getting there to orgasm, and not having it, not spilling your seed, getting liquids, dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine, DMT, risen up in your brains, and not. And then in your body, your brain will naturally anticipate the orgasm and continuously produce those in your brain, the super soldier serum, life. And then you continue with your spiritual journey, right? Okay. So Eden is sex. The snake, the serpent, went into Eve. Twins, too, male and female. We were a genetic experiment, you guys. We were released from the Eden. We were released from Eden. Lest they live forever. Lest they eat from the fruit of life. We ate from the fruit of tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, knowledge of good and evil is sex. Okay? He entered us, and he entered into the womb and injected us with something, with narcissism, with a gene. With a gene. It was a genetic experiment. Or he seduced Eve, and Eve seduced Adam. No, I'm sorry. Eve is sex. Adam and Eve were the children. Right? He seduced Eve. Eve seduced Adam. We ate of the tree of fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, sex. He seduced them. We were supposed to do it naturally. I asked the question, God, why did you keep the knowledge of good and evil from us? Why? Satan is the liberator. And then Satan deceived me with esoteric knowledge. Satan is the liberator. He is the accuser. He accused you of keeping the knowledge of good and evil, and he is the liberator. No. Eve seduced Adam and Eve. We were supposed to learn how to have sex. We were supposed to do it naturally. He seduced her. He tricked her. We became sexualized. Okay? Then we were released from... Then God showed me that we ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We became impure. Get them out of Eden before we live impure forever. Right? So, now, Satan has been doing handing every war. Have you not noticed there's a technological advancement and genetic advancement? Genetic advancement, it's in our food, everything. Genetic enhancement, but they're downgrading us. They're downgrading us. It's all backwards. He's trying to go back. He's taking away our powers. How Jesus used to heal and manifest and connect with everybody and know, prophesy, know them. Remember what God was trying to tell them? Yeah, no. Hive minds, clairvoyancy. Do your research on animals. We can do all of that. There are 3 types of aliens that the government's coming out now that they are. Grays, Freedom of Information Act. There's a Project Blue Book. They asked, what are you? Who are you? They had a gray in the interrogation room. Who are you? Where are you evolved? How are you evolved? We were on Mars. Mars, by the way, soil is not red because of the soil or the sun, not rust or nothing like that. It's red because of a A93 or A something like that. It's a radioactive thing that radioactive chemical in the air fallout that can only happen between nuclear fission, nuclear fallout. And he said political and religious dogma. We've messed our planet up. So, well, why did you mess your planet up? Political and religious dogma, blah, blah, blah. Narcissism. I'm right. No, I'm right. Okay. What's your view on God? We don't believe in God. We just believe in doing, compassion, doing kindness. And we had the Anunnaki, the Palladians, spiritually pure but scientifically intelligent. Then we have the reptilians, Satan, or the dumb ones, do whatever they want to. Comes out that Queen Elizabeth is a reptilian. Then she dies. Blah blah blah. Anyways, so you can't serve 2 masters. Gray. You serve the world, reptilian. Serve God, Anunnaki, Palladians, whatever. This is what God's been telling me and showing me in my heart, right? Evolved us. So, anyways, what else, God? What else? So God has been showing me all of that, how to link the pieces together with that. The Death Star and Star Wars, all of that, man, God has just been showing me so much about my destiny and about what's really going on in the world and what's coming and what is going to happen and my part in it and how we can stop this. Okay? I'm just asking somebody to hear me out. I'm asking somebody to hear me out. Please. I'm not crazy. I'm not. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm also a man of spirit, and I'm a man of science. Very intelligent, very gifted. And I'm just asking somebody to hear me out. If you can. Please. The world depends on it. The world depends on this. Heaven depends on this. I don't want the war. God doesn't want the war. Maybe God does want the war. God wants his throne back. I know that. The king wants his throne back. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. The God of this world has been trying to reach us and tell us. It's all backwards. Eyes above, so below. Our government must represent the heavenly kingdom in the physical world, the Anunnaki. There's, and then in the Bible, I'm just put all the alien secrets together, like coming down on the cloud to visit Abraham and Sarah. Man, how when God threw Satan out, how he talked about a heavenly council and stuff like that, and there's now coming out that there's a galactic federation. There was a Israeli governor or general a couple years ago come out about a galactic federation, how Trump and everybody knew that they were, but they wanted us to know more about time and space, and then all the discoveries that freaking CERN made, man. It's coming. It's time. God has shown me these things. Something. God has the spiritual beings that are on the good side. They have. I'm connecting with something. Somebody is telling me these things. I'm not the only one. Oh yeah, and by the way, I was going through the thing about me being an Antichrist. And does Antichrist know that he's an Antichrist? And then somebody come to me, him and his wife, and I gave him a haircut, and his wife just randomly later that night was like, "You're not the Antichrist, I am." Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me these things? And then me and her have a conversation about just things we've been seeing, hearing, and it all matched up, all added up, everything. And my roommate was here. I mean, man, somebody's trying to get in contact with us and tell us what's coming. Please, somebody. Please.